Hey guys, I got a question on my page. I'm going to paraphrase it a little bit because it's broken up into a couple of messages, but it basically asks, hey, I've put on 3 or 4 stone over the last 7 weeks and I'm looking to guide on putting on muscle and how to get bigger. Firstly, I hate to break it to you, but if you put on 3 or 4 stone in 7 weeks, you haven't put on 3 or 4 stone of muscle. You've put on a lot of body fat. Your body cannot build muscle at that speed. It's not possible. I'm sitting at 88 kilos now, but I've been training for about 10 years. And I've got quite a lot of lean muscle mass. You can't build it in a short period of time. It's a gradual thing that you need to build over the space of 6-week blocks, based over the year, based over 5 years, based over 10 years. So firstly, I can give you some tips to support you, but just be very aware that just because you're jumping up in kilos or in stone or in pounds, that because the scale is moving doesn't mean you're putting on lean muscle mass. You're probably putting on a lot of body fat with it. The thing is, with a good nutritional plan, like the one you are querying about, or the ones that I do on my page, they're designed so that you are eating at optimal times during the day. So the first tip I can give you is spreading your meals out through the day. If you're trying to put on a lot of lean muscle mass, you need to understand the amount of calories your body needs. So for example, if your basal metabolic rate, the amount of calories you need to stay the same weight as 2,000, you should probably be eating about 3 times this. So you're going to be in, the 5,000–6,000 calorie range mark. But you've got to spread these out over meals throughout the day. You can't just sit down and eat, 2 meals a day and have 2,500, 3,000 calories in each meal. You need to spread it out. It'll keep your metabolism firing. It'll give you more energy through the day because you're getting a steady supply of macronutrients and micronutrients into your system, so your body's going to be performing better. So that's first tip, is calculate your basic metabolic rate. Eat about 3 times that if you're trying to put on a lot of size and muscle spaced out throughout the day. Second tip is, when people come in and they go with, right, I want this mass gainer or I want this supplement that's going to give me all of my calories. They do work. The mass gainers are really, really good and they do work, but they're not going to work without your diet being right. All supplements are things to supplement your diet. It's in the name. If your diet's not good and you're not eating enough calories, you're not eating enough food, a mass gainer is not going to help you. But there are things you can do. I recommend going with calorie dense foods. So to eat like 100 grams of, say, almonds or almond butter, you're getting about 600 calories. To eat that same amount of rice, to get 600 calories of rice, you're going to have to eat 300–400 grams of rice. That's a lot of carbohydrates that sits in your stomach. You need to get your calories up. So calorie dense foods, nuts, nut butters, peanuts, peanut butter, almonds, almond butter, cashews, cashew butter. These things are calorie dense foods. You don't have to eat a lot of them to get massive amounts of calories. So I always recommend throwing things like peanut butter, 3–4 tablespoons of peanut butter into your mass gainer shakes. This is going to bump up your calories by 300, 400, 500 at a go, which is going to go a long way to supporting you to putting on more size. And my last tip I'll give you is training. Your training needs to be spot on. If you're trying to build a lot of lean muscle, you've got to be working within the right parameters. If you're trying to build lean quality muscle, I recommend sticking to a similar bodybuilding split where you're, doing a training split where you're training legs one day, chest another day, back another day, and focus on your rep ranges. So things like, lifting as heavy as you can with perfect form for 6, 8, 10 reps, for say 3 sets with pretty minimal rest period. That's the maximum bodybuilding parameters for building muscle. Powerlifting, strength, it's going to be completely different parameters. Endurance, aerobics, again, different parameters. Bodybuilding, building up your body, building up your muscle falls in those parameters. That, 6, 8, 10 rep range, 45, 60 second rests, going as heavy as you can with perfect form. So that's my tips for putting on as much size as you possibly can. I hope this helps. Please like and share the page. If there's anybody that will find this particular video resourceful, so if you've got a friend or somebody who's trying to put on a lot of size, please share it on their page, and I'll come at you next week when I get another question.